Dokie. Pop out the chat, put it over here. Might help if I had Discord open. But here we are. Here we are, and there we go. Okay. Excuse me. Welcome in, everybody. It is Wednesday. We are super early because the boy is asleep. We are going to draw some spiders. That's it. That's all I got. We're just going to jump right in. Jump right in and get on a going. Let's see if we can actually do that today. We can. Pepe. Oh, I got the itchy nose. It's starting to rain here. And in the rain, it's just like bringing in all the dirt and the fluff. It's awful. I'm going to start by doing this a little bit. I'm going to kill some of this brightness. I'm blinding everybody, including myself. We're going to draw some spooders today. Oh boy, that's the wrong pen. That's better. So we have another commission for what is essentially a naughty, another naughty. Except this one needs to be a merchant. So we're going to see what we can do with that. Something I do like about the Anati is their body position. It did a really good job of like converting it into a humanoid, but still making it look like a spider. So I'm very much on board for that. Spiders have very forward-facing eyes, which is weird. But I mean, they're predators, so that makes sense. Since this one is a merchant, I might make it a little more live than the last few I've drawn. You know what would be really interesting is if like the civilized spiders use different arms than the warrior spiders. That could be interesting. Like, oh, how impolite. How dare you use your forelimbs on me. Maybe we'll give them like some silk to check out. That could be cool. And I very much want to keep this. Like a large kind of neck covering here. Spotify broke again. Dang it. Why did Spotify break? Oh, lordy. Too loud. Too loud. That's probably going to work. That'll probably work just fine. Then I bet we have to fix this. There we go. Okay, that's better. Ruthgard, hello, hello, welcome in. How are you today? Let me grab the last. This is our This was the last one we drew. So this bad boy is going to be our base. Oops. He's a little crooked now. Doing all right? Just working on a Minecraft project. Nice. How do you feel? This is not, I'm not trying to bait. This is a real question. How do you feel about the Minecraft movie release thing? I don't play a lot of Minecraft anymore. I played a lot like when it first came out. And I've not played it. I played it a little here or there, but like actually like sat down and tried to play the game in years. So I thought it looked silly and like cheesy, but I will definitely watch it. So like, I'm not offended by it at all. I would like your honest opinion about as someone playing Minecraft currently. Looks awful to me. That's too bad. Everyone was giving Jack Black slack because he was in it, but like Jason Momoa's in it too. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he's in a big man suit.
Big man suit.
Mm-hmm. Kind of chunky.
Oh. Didn't see that part. Wait a minute for now. No idea what's up with Jason's look in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. Now see, in my opinion, if Jack Black, instead of playing Steve in the trailer, if he was playing Herobrine, I think that would go over way better.
I have no idea who that is. Is Steve an actual character in the game?
Yeah, he's the main MC.
I never played Minecraft when it had a story. So.
Yeah. Technically, his character and Herobrine were in it the moment that it moved from Infiniminer to the beginning of Minecraft. Back when it didn't really have a story. Because essentially everybody played as Steve.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. And so it just makes sense to... It was just like the base skin.
Yeah.
He's a goosey pet? Oh, good morning, kid. Nope, he's back to sleep. All right. Unless they turn Jason into Herobrine in the movie. Interesting. You guys are talking a different language.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Different language. But that's fine. I was just wondering people's opinion on what they thought it looked. Because like I saw a lot of people comparing it to like the Sonic movie, and I'm like, Minecraft is a blocky, like silly thing. So either A, they go really blocky, which someone did. Someone remade the movie in Minecraft, which I thought was really funny. But I think there's a very big difference between the Sonic graphics, which like Sonic has a very clean stylistic style, and they just phoned it in, right? Like it was bad. It was objectively a bad design. And so I think that is a lot more egregious, even though I know it was because like the company was rushed and stuff. But like, I was okay with like the weird blocky sheep. I thought that was funny, but people have hated it. So,
my personal opinion about the art direction is that they're kind of doing the same thing that they did with the original Ugly Sonic, where they're trying to make something that conceptually fits the way that people would think Minecraft is, but not actually be that way. Try to quote unquote modernize it.
right. Like I think the biggest thing is they like chamfered the edges a little bit, but everything is still blocky. And it's like, if you're making it realistic, does it need to be blocky, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
thing.
So
But they've done that with all the games they've come out too, with better like graphics. They've kept the same blocky aesthetic, so like I'm kind of okay with it. Like the clouds, the trees are all the same.
yeah.
And then like I think the creeper looked really good, but it very much feels like a video game.
I think the idea of everything being somewhat blocky or even super blocky is just fine. I like that aesthetic. The main thing that I really, really did not like is the fact that in Minecraft, everything is the same scale, right? The blocks are all the same type of size blocks and everything. But if you look at the trailer, there is zero consistency as far as the voxel blocking.
Interesting. Okay.
Um,
I think there might be a little bit of
yeah.
I don't see that as being egregious because it's a movie, and like
Well, yeah.
and like
I just don't like it.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to like it. like that's totally fair.
Well,
right? That's a
yeah,
fair thing.
yeah.
But like I think it would have been silly for them to, especially when it looks like the main character might be a kid. It's like, do you make it to the scale of where the game is for that person, or do you make it to the scale of Steve, right? Because Steve's in the game, so like you could do that. But
Well,
at
yeah,
the same time,
so-
like look at like what a pick should look like. Look at like picking up a glass of water or a bucket, right? That bucket is bigger than Steve's body when you're holding it. So
No,
like,
yeah.
I think some of that stuff has to be kind of hand waved away as being non-game specific because it's a movie, right? Like you have to give it some leeway.
Yeah, so I think what I was trying to say got misinterpreted, which is fine. But it's not the fact that the scale doesn't match what the live action actors is, or it's too big or it's too small, right? It's the fact that all of the blockiness inside the quote unquote gameplay is not consistent with itself. Meaning that you could make it small for the live actors, or you can make it really big, or you could even make it variable, right? But in my mind, the Minecraft aspect of itself should be consistent with itself. That's kind of what I was trying to go for.
Yeah, I don't fully understand because even like the creepers are not the same size as the world blocks. Like Steve's arms are different sizes compared to like his head is not the size of a block of dirt, right? The characters are different sizes.
Correct.
But like a block of dirt and a block of brick and a block of grass are all the same size. Is that what you're saying?
They should be, but they're not in the trailer. Same thing with trees or housing blocks or stuff like that.
So I assume they built a bunch of physical objects on top of having like all the CGI. So I wonder if maybe those are. I wonder if they. A really good example of this is when the Corridor crew built their Minecraft videos. They did that. Like they made everything to scale to the game. Man, it looked dumb. Like
it was definitely a product of its time.
Well, I mean, but that's what you're saying, right? Like you want everything to be uniform, and
I want it to be consistent with itself. It could be whatever scale it needs to be, right, to facilitate whatever they're trying to do, or it could even be variable. It's just that the assets themselves should be.
I guess I don't
the scale. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Is this guy looking merchant-esque?
Again, it's just my opinion.
Years.
That's all that it is.
Skip Cat, you are not allowed to be up here. Do you want pets? I will pet you on the floor. Come on, kid. Hi. Those cups. Give me 1 second. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, that is what kids do.
I saw someone theorizing that they might be capitalizing on what Sonic event or essentially do the whole advertising how bad it looks. Yeah, I don't know.
I hope it
I don't think it looks that bad, but like at the same time, I feel like it's the same reaction that wow, my brain. Borderlands movie has, right? Like, I don't think it mattered what it looked like. People were going to be mad that they're making it. Especially with people like Jack Black, because it feels very
I think people are more disappointed with it in all reality. Like, it could be so much better.
Yeah, it's not out yet, so I don't know. That's
no.
I guess I want to pause, and I just wanted to know people's opinions, and you gave it to me, so I don't want to make it a big argument or a thing about it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go either way.
So
it just doesn't look like something for me.
Gotcha. I'll probably watch it.
Which is fine.
But that's because I don't play Minecraft anymore. I don't care. And I still like Jack Black, even though he's hitting some weird notes.
Yeah, he's.
He's definitely someone made the realization like he's essentially Chris Pratt now. It's like that's funny. I thought that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's this weird thought of like appeasing people and like reaching into a zeitgeist that just for money, right? Like that's what I feel like that's what the Borderlands movie was. The Borderlands movie was not made for people that love Borderlands. It was just made as a movie with a Borderlands IP. And so I feel like Minecraft has done a lot of that, just like spreading the IP around. And the fact that they haven't made a live action movie until now kind of makes me hopeful that they're like, it's not going to be crappy, I guess. But considering they're grabbing the A-list actors and like riding off of the Jumanji movies, which I think are in a downturn anyways. But it's, I don't expect it to be a good, like, great movie, right? So
No,
but it might be fun.
It does, to me, kind of hint towards the what the Halo series, Halo miniseries became, right?
Yeah. What didn't someone say that was supposed to be a shoot? I think they were trying to make a Mass Effect movie, and they couldn't get the rights to it, and then so Microsoft sold them a bunch of the Halo rights.
I don't know, but it was some other type of story.
Yeah.
That was wrapped in the dead carcass of Halo.
Yeah, which is really sad because like the Halo universe has some really good stories.
Oh yeah. I was thoroughly disappointed. I loved the imagery. If in fact I muted the movie, I enjoyed the episodes way more when it was completely muted, no subtitles.
Oh yeah, that's funny. They did what was it? Was it Reach or was it Until Dawn? They did a little like webisodes a few years back. I guess it's probably 10 years now. And it was really, really good, but they were using like really bad art. Like the Master Chief armor looked like someone made it in a garage. Really well done, but like it was like YouTube quality Halo armor.
Sure.
And it was still really good. Like they did a great job. And so I do think there's something to say about like if you love and care about the IP that you're working with, like even if it doesn't look good, you can still make a really, really good piece of content.
Yeah.
And so I don't think the trailer is enough to really make that judgment yet. But because like the Sonic movie actually wasn't a bad movie at the end of the day. It wasn't a great movie, but like it wasn't a bad movie. It was a cool retake on Sonic.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the Sonic movie when it came out.
Yeah. But yeah, like that one was objectively bad. Like that very much felt like they dropped the ball on. I've been in the situation where it's like, well, this sucks, but I have to turn it in. Yeah. That's what the Sonic movie felt like.
Yeah, that's really what it felt like.
Yeah. I want to go watch the third Sonic because of Keanu. Keanu's going to be in the third one. That's funny.
Yeah, he's playing Shadow.
Oh, really? That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That is great. I was a very when I was a kid, like your options were you were like Mario stuff or you liked Sonic. And I liked both of them, and
yeah, that was the whole Nintendo
Sega
Genesis does or Sega does, yeah.
You chasing the kitty cat? You gonna get the kitty cat? I don't think the kitty cat wants to play.
Yeah, that was a weird rivalry that was drummed up by those two companies. Never understood it.
Where's the other cups? Did you eat them? Did you eat the other cups? I don't know.
I mean, Keanu's known for dodging bullets.
He skipped out of acting in the Acolyte to play a Shadow. That's great. I'm sad about the Acolyte. It had a lot of really cool things, and a lot of really cool potential, and then the writing really fell off. Like, it started off way too slow, which made a lot of people just stop watching it.
Yeah, it just got worse.
It did.
The further you went into it.
Like, every time, the two main characters kept having, like, good character points of, like, oh, here's a great moment of growth, and then they would just undo it. Like, just disregard it completely. And it's like, why did you do that? Like, so every episode felt really strong, like, oh, yeah, cool. And then I think they purposefully, like, tried to cliffhanger stuff, and the cliffhangers always felt just like, why did that? What? That doesn't make sense. And so it left you almost more upset than curious or excited to see the next episode.
Which is what a lot of people that were super pro about it always tried steering the conversation towards, oh, well, this needed another season in order to get better. And I'm like,
yeah, it's the
argument
of, like,
you're not wrong by saying that, but why would you give them more time to do the same thing that they're currently doing? They started strong, and then they ended weak.
There's two things I can add to that. Of, like, Netflix has a really, which this is not on Netflix, just to clarify. Netflix has a really they do this a lot, I'll say it that way. And what they'll do is they'll say, hey, this is cool, but we want to turn the story into 2 seasons. So they'll cut something in half and then add filler on both ends.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it makes the seasons feel bad. Because, like, you just start getting to that build-up, and then it tapers out. And then you come back in, and they're like, here's a whole bunch of catch-up about what happened last season. It's like, I know, I just fucking watched it. Like, I just watched it. I just want to get back into the story. And that's really frustrating. And this one, like, they gave you a taste of the first episode, and then it kind of tapers off. And then they just keep, like, slowly piquing your interest, and then tapering off again. It's just like, why are you writing it like this? This is bad. And it was really frustrating, because, like, I really liked a lot of the characters and wanted to see what was going on, and then just none of it mattered. I was like, that's so sad.
It felt really intentional with the way that they were doing the story, but I didn't understand why they were doing it that way. They had some really, really good ideas.
Yep.
But they never executed on it.
Especially, like, the biggest thing for me, there's a lot of little, like, nitpicky things. Alexander, hello there. What kind of spider person are we drawing? We are drawing an Anati merchant. Drawing an Anati merchant today. This is the last one I did for this client, and they wanted another one, so I'm doing another one here. I'm trying to get some of the same stuff, but also a little different. The close is going to be a little less tattered and a little more formal. We're going to go from there. Because it was... Sorry, I got distracted. Because it was kind of in... I would say the heyday of the Jedi, right before the fall of the Jedi, before people started maybe caring about them. They had the opportunity to do a lot of really cool stuff. And they did, like, the one really good fight scene with all the different Jedi that I liked. I thought that was a really good episode. But, like, the build up to it was kind of sad, and then the way it ended was really sad. So it's like, oh, dang. So I would have loved to see more of that and a little less of the... I think there's a few too many characters was really the problem that, like, didn't need to be there. But I liked the idea of seeing lots of Jedi at one time. So, who don't want more art for you? It's always great. Thanks, Alexander. What you doing, kid? Keep it on the controversy train. Did you fall over? I want to sit up. There you go. I want to grab stuff, but my brain's not good yet. Jump Rope got the kiddo some, like, they're chew toys. That's what they are. They're chew toys. And they're, like, really long. And so he'll, like, I'm going to chew on this and then just choke himself with it. It's like, hey, stop that. Just blah. What were we talking about? Oh, Controversy Train. The new Halo expansion is not terrible, but it very much feels like WoW 2.0, which I'm okay with. I think that's a good idea. I think they did a good thing, but maybe not like the WoW as it was does not exist anymore, and that's okay. That's really, I think, what I'm trying to get at. I haven't got to play much. This first season just came out yesterday, so I'm interested in seeing their little delve dungeons. It's kind of fun, kind of a fun concept. It seems like they're trying to blend the best of WoW and the best of Diablo 4 into one thing, and yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it's gonna work out. A lot of people are complaining because they're like, oh, the leveling system is gone. Leveling is stupid now. It's like, yeah, like that was old WoW, and old WoW is dead. It's okay that it's gone. But I don't need the super long grinds anymore. Ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Time for super long grinds. What kind of jewelry would spider people wear?
That's a good question. I don't know. That trader is giving me the silk and spice trader vibe.
Silk and spice?
Yeah, so like an upper class sales broker type person.
Gotcha.
So probably things with lots of filigree and stuff like that. At least that's my impression.
What are you doing, kid? Nothing. You being silly? No. Oh boy.
Oh, actually, I don't know if the Naughty have something like a gold weaver or something like that. But that
Gold
sounds
weaver?
kind of
That's
interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool concept. I guess if you're good at weaving, you might as well weave whatever, right?
Yeah.
Redrawing the spider lock? A little bit. This is going to be a spider merchant. And they wanted it similar to the spider lock, but different colors and stuff, so I'm going to play around with it. What am I LA, by the way? I wasn't going to play the new WoW expansion because I was playing Final Fantasy 14. But there's a lull in 14, and I've made a shit ton of money, and now I have nothing to do, so decided to try my hand at the WoW crafting. Oh, I think it's food time. Hey kid, you ready for some food? Don't care about the cuts, you just want to put them in your mouth. Okay. 1 second, be right back.
Alright, and all's well. What do you think?
There was another game style that was in the Minecraft.
Oh yeah, the adventure mode or whatever it was. Dungeon? It's like a dungeon crawl. Minecraft
So
dungeon.
there was that Microsoft released, but there was another one that was like trying to remember the type of game that it was, because it was very specific. But the studio no longer does. Actually, I don't think the studio exists anymore. It was kind of like a choose your own adventure style.
Oh, the Telltale game?
Yeah, it was a Telltale game. They made a Telltale Microsoft story game. Excuse me. But yeah, then they also made a Diablo-esque Minecraft dungeon crawl game. Yeah. Which is fun, actually.
Yeah, you gotta choose. You gotta choose. Do you want to eat or do?
Why not both?
I can't eat while there's stuff on the screen. There's too much stuff to touch. Wait, eat. You done? There was so little. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try out the floor. And then go back. I'm gonna be down here. You're not hungry. You're just playing around.
I don't just want to do one thing. I want to do all the things.
Maybe you can pause point to do a viewer suggestion. Let's save this out real quick. Okay, there we go. I need to move my drink before I slap it on my keyboard again. That would be good.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look at the viewer suggestion list this week. didn't have that many this week. A green copper dragonborn samurai wearing ivy-covered casa hat. Short clip of the floral design. Is a casa hat the the basket hat?
I have no idea.
What do green copper dragons look like? If I remember, I think they look like this. The one with the spines? Or the copper might have fins. Too much outrage culture, I think, is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about the Dungeons and Dragons movie too. It's popped into my head.
Yeah,
I
I actually enjoyed, for the most part, the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I think.
I mean, could have been better.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I think that's killing kind of what I'm getting at. It's like, I think everybody has this perfect ideal situation of what, like, that's a thing I love, and you have to do it exactly this way.
Sure.
And then they just forget to enjoy the thing that is made.
Yeah.
Oh, the Rings of Power came out, which I understand is stupid, but I love it. Item request instead of a character for the list today. Holy symbol of Belial. A horned pinkish red and white split mask of comedy and tragedy. Interesting. Okay, put that on the list. Book of Big Corvus, by the way. Yeah, there's definitely things that could have been better for the D&D movie.
Yeah.
But I still liked it, and I think that's the most important part. So with like the Lord of the Rings thing, I haven't watched the new movie yet, by the way. I'm excited for the movie. The Rings of Power is fan fiction, 100%. And I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay. It's not canonical, but it's good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but that's fine. I mean, there's some really good fanfic out there, and there's also some really bad fanfic out there. So it's like
the only like
it's a thing.
Yeah. One of the critiques I have for it is, once again, like too many characters. And because of that, like, you don't get the time with the characters to like really get a cool story for each of them. And so like the second season, you get like 4 or 5 episodes in before you go back to the characters that were in the first season. And it's like, no, like I want to continue what they were doing. Please tell me what happened. So
yeah,
you could have just removed them from the first season and they would be just as good.
Kind of feel that's so it's like a lost art of just having enough characters, and you hint at other characters, but you just let them be.
Yeah.
Focus in on what you're focusing in.
Welcome in, sorry. I was trying to read chat. Yeah, Corvus, no problem. That's fine. Dragon Turtle, I'm trying to talk into the mic, but I do look a little quiet. I muted myself, so everyone watch your ears. I'm going to flick the button. That should be better, I think. Oh, and now the kid's loud again. Yeah, and I think there's a really weird like thing that it has happened recently with, like I think
Snyder is having the hardest time with it. Snyder wants to make miniseries and shows, but they keep paying him to make movies, and it's like,
yeah, and you can't do both in the same.
And so then he's just like, I'll just make a really long movie, and it's like, don't do that. Like, make the shows.
Exactly.
So I wish people would give him the money to make shows, but I also think he's kind of, and this is complete speculation. I don't know this for sure, but I think he might want to make movies, right? Like, he just, it's like me. I hate JoJo, but like I could probably draw pretty good JoJo art. it's just like, hey, you're good at this. It's like, no, I'm a movie director, and it's like, all right.
Oh, are you talking about Jojo Rabbit, or are you talking about JoJo0 Adventures?
Why would I draw Jojo Rabbit?
That's why I asked.
Those two things are completely different and not in my wheelhouse.
Yes, they are. That's why I asked.
What's wrong, kid? What happened? What happened?
I don't know. I think one of the interesting things about the JoJo series is that each different season has aspects of it that carry on throughout the entire thing, but a lot of the art style feels different, but it also feels the same.
I feel
it's interesting.
I think at this point I'm just hipstered myself out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures,
Which is also fair.
because I just don't like it. And every time I tell people I don't like it, people come out of the woodworks trying to like, no, you have to love it. And it's just like, that makes me hate it more.
Yeah. So I enjoy maybe 2 of this very specific arcs, but the rest of it I'm just kind of meh.
It's
Which
kind of the
is
same thing with like,
fine.
it's kind of the same thing with like Evangelion and what's the other Attack on Titan.
movies.
Like,
Okay.
they're both good. JoJo is good. Like, I won't say it's bad. But and I love the art direction for Evangelion. Like, they did weird shit and it's great. But I hate it.
The original Eva,
Yeah.
or
All
the
of it. It's all the same. Every single one of it is the same. Like, I've watched all of it, and I don't want to watch it again, but I do want to watch it again because it looks cool. But you have to slog through it. So like, it's just one of those things where like there's some things that just bug me about. And I think Attack on Titan was probably the worst because like it had a really interesting style, it had a really cool animation style, it had an interesting premise, and then it just goes so squirrely off the rails that I can't. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I had people tell me what happens, and it still doesn't make sense. And then they explain it to me, and it's just like, why is this like this? So there's very much a there's a point where people can make cool stuff, and it's just weird, and that's totally fine. I think I got a little sidetracked because we were talking about like Snyder and stuff, but it kind of goes into this. It's like the medium itself kind of matters, but the content matters too, and I think finding the good balance of those two things is really important. And so One Piece, like this is a really good example that Corvus talked about. I used to have the same kind of like, don't want to watch One Piece, partially because it was just too long for me and I got bored. But like the art style really bothered me until Corvus started showing me some of the comics, and then describing it as like, what if anime and manga artists tried to make Looney Tunes, and it's just like, holy crap, that's what this is. And I appreciate it more. I still don't like it or want to watch it, but I can appreciate it more. And I feel like that's not, people aren't doing that. People are just seeing something at face value or before the movie comes out and getting mad. And it's like, give it time. Like look at it, check it out,
maybe appreciate it. You don't have to like it. That's fine.
Sure. Man. Which, in fact, they're actually redoing the One Piece animated show from the beginning, trying to eliminate the built-in filler.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of that in the original animation, which is still going, oddly enough.
I really want like a Bleach abridged, because I really like Bleach, but it's too long. It's too long for me to ever try to watch it again.
So you would want movies that crunch things down.
I mean, I want a shonen anime where they just cut out every flashback. Like, do not give me any of the characters' internal monologue. If they're thinking about the past, just show me their face, and that's it. And then move on. Like, it's the same thing with Dragon Ball Z. We had a formula. They're like, two episodes of Power Up, 1 episode of fighting. So if you just watched every 3rd episode, it's pretty good. You don't miss anything. And that's why I think DBZ abridged worked, because it was so formulaic like that.
Well, but that's the thing. Shonen are a very specific formula.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I like shonen anime, but I can't really get into... I can't rewatch Bleach, because I watched it when it came out, and I loved it, and I tried to rewatch it later, and it's just like, there's just too much. Because I already know the backstory, I already know what's happening. It's just too much.
Sure,
So I just want all of that cut out. So, not as like the first time, right? I don't think that, anime needs to change and stop doing this. I just want a version of it that is that.
Yeah.
I think when I get to One Piece, I'll read the manga rather than watch it, or for someone just animate it again without some of the filler. Yeah, I mean, that's like unabridged things. I don't get why people say that it's too long. If it's a good show, it's a good show. You get more things you like if some people are interested in how things get there. Everything else is just about getting to the end. Yeah, something can be good and enjoyable and critiquable, right? So, like, that's the big thing. With Bleach, and especially, like, My Hero Academia, I think would still be just as good if the main character didn't have to think about his past every 5 minutes, right? Like, it's the same thing with Demon Slayer. Like, they have the same formula. And this is what in front of you, you're right. Like, it's a shonen formula, right? It's like, character has to hit challenge, fails, miraculously gets better, stops, and then we learn about the people that lost, right? Like, and this is the slow period for me. Partially because, like, one, it's interesting to see some of their backstories and things, but, like, it's always crammed in right after, like, a big peak, right? And so you get all this build up and then a lot of exposition.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wish this was over here. I wish it went exposition into learning about it and then the fight. But that would kill the, like, oh, this guy's not really that bad of a bad guy. We shouldn't murder him, right? That's the problem with it. And so...
Well, and that's what JoJo's breaks from. Or the animated show for JoJo's kind of breaks from that. So the art that you're describing, the art styles that you're describing are exactly the way that shonen manga specifically do.
Caleb, I am, yeah.
But that style being adapted to an anime is really... You can do it, it's just... It feels very samey.
I'm not saying that any anime should change the way it's made.
No, I'm not trying to say that's what it is, but it kind of feels like a lot of that is the product of its I don't know how to describe it.
I feel I'm confused about the pushback you're giving me.
No, I'm not trying to push back.
Okay,
I'm
it feels like
just-
you're trying to push back.
Yeah, I'm really not.
What am I drawing? Hold on, let me check. Copperborn Dragon Samurai. Oh, I was supposed to give him a... I have to look this up. An ivy-covered KASA. Okay, it is the bamboo or straw hat. What is this made out of? I disagree. Animators should be treated better. If you want more of all technique, this is fine. What?
I don't know what that.
I might have missed something here. Hold on. I think this is another example of me being critical of something people like and people getting taking it offensively, which is not the intent.
Everything should be open for critique, and critique isn't, well, it's not, in my mind, designed to be offensive. Just, well, I mean, that's cool, but could have been better, or
Kiddo.
would have been better this way for me.
I'm gonna quiet my mic again. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got him a bunch of like cup toys, like the little cups that fit inside of other cups.
Ooh.
About how anime is made, my bad. Yeah, I wasn't really talking about how it was made, so. He's got all the little cups, and he's just screaming into them, so I apologize for that. I might have to mute myself for a little
Well, I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah,
right?
that's what he do. Yeah, animators do need to be paid a lot better, treated better, and there's the element of that. Like when people are critical about some animes, like, oh, this looks like crap. It's like it is just, it's a time constraint thing, right? Like that's why cartoons in the '80s looked the way they did, because they were just like everything was hand drawn. It's like we have to make this as fast and as cheap as possible. And that's how it came out, right? So it was a lot of reused frames, it was a lot of reused poses, a lot of reused cells, because it's just like, well, let's do that again.
Well, that was the whole reason why they did things on. Sometimes they did things on 3s.
Yep.
You
and
know,
then you have stuff like
breaking
Dragon
the
Prince.
animation
Like,
down.
what if we did it on 3s? It's like, stop it. Stop.
Yeah,
it.
it's like, oh, okay, we've gone too far. You've gone too far. Don't, no. Oh, but what about 4s? No, stop it.
I want it to look bad. That's the style I'm going for. I want it to look bad.
I want it to look like it's at 4 frames a second. No, stop it.
Man, I had such high hopes for Dragon Prince, which I shouldn't have, like, because it's just a Netflix anime.
It was a really weird.
It was a D&D campaign, which was
I
awesome.
liked the stylistic choice, but it was a weird blend. But yes, the overall story was definitely a D&D campaign.
It was a D&D campaign, and it went so hard off the rails at the end. Like, I mean, I only got to like season 2 or 3, and then nothing made sense, and I was just like,
I didn't even get past season 1.
Season 1, yeah. Season 2 I think was good, because they finally fixed the animation part of it. Because people were like, hey, this looks like butt. And they're like, no, we did that on purpose. And it's like, it still looks like butt. And they're like, oh, sorry. It's like, yeah, that was a bad call.
It was one of those, I can respect what you're going for, but your execution, terrible.
Even Hanna-Barbera characters had to tie so they don't have to animate the neck. Yep, exactly. And then the Spider-Verse movies made it work themselves with a low frame rate. Yeah, like you can absolutely do that stuff good. They did not. They did a very bad job of it. But also, like, yeah, the writing went really weird. So it's unfortunate that happened, because it started off good. Like, hey, we have a kid who's trying to protect the last baby dragon. It's like, that's cool. That's a good story hook. Like, you got a shitty wizard and a very powerful elf. Cool. You got a good story. And then it just went off the rails. It went so hard off the rails. One of the main characters is just like super xenophobic, and you're like, and like I think it was problematic how much they were just like, we fucking hate elves so hard. And it's like, wow, that's a bit much for a kid's show. And then in the next season they're like, hi, this is my elf boyfriend. It's like, what?
Yeah, but why though?
Like that went so hard the other direction so fast. Like, that's completely against your character. I would have maybe liked to see the growth of you learning that maybe elves aren't shitty. But like, no, they're just like, by the way, off screen, no longer a super bigoted racist. It's like, cool. So last season just didn't matter then, I guess?
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I mean, that's cool, character growth and everything, but why did it happen?
Yeah, like, so I don't know. That's my gripes with a lot of shonen stuff, but I still watch it. I still like it. Bleach is probably one of my favorite series. There's just so much filler that doesn't matter, and so much filler inside the episodes.
Yeah.
Which is
Which
sad.
Kubo has gone on record quite a few times about it being what was it, a product of both him being not as strong of a writer as well as being constantly pressured.
Yeah. I haven't watched the new series yet. I should probably give that a shot.
Is there a reason you do major character plot development besides mystery? Is there a reason to do any major character plot development besides mystery? It's the only thing I can think of. And usually the type of mystery that's revealed later? I'm a little confused about what you're asking. Like, the reason to do major character and plot development is how your story functions. Because if you don't have like, there's 3 stories that are going on in every campaign, which I assume is what you're talking about. Like, you have your main plot point, which, in my opinion, and this is something that MCDM, what the hell, Coville talks about all the time, is the main storyline that's happening in your world should happen regardless of your characters. To do it off screen, like, why? Oh yeah. Why? Like, yeah. There's no reason to do it. It doesn't make sense. It's bad writing. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, I very much feel like they were trying to correct an issue that they had with their writing, because I think that's all it was. But yeah, there's a main storyline that's happening. Your whole party TPKs. The main story keeps going. Right. That's the main thing. Then within each episode, you should have tiny storylines about, like, this is the local story, what's happening around your players, and that can be tied to the main storyline, or it can, like, be interweaved with it, right? So whether or not you're actually dealing with the storyline or just, tiny mini adventures, and then within that you have character arcs, and so all of these things are happening at the same time, and this is individualized, this is party, and this is world, right? Those are the 3 stories you need to focus on as you're doing stuff. So a lot of writers can do that, and like, it works really well. And this is why I said, like, sometimes there's too many characters, especially when all of a sudden there's 3 or 4 local stories, right? And this is the problem with, like, Game of Thrones, is there's so many characters and so many different locations that are all happening at the same time. When they don't come back into the main storyline, you're just like, why did I watch any of this? Like, none of that mattered. Right? And so that can be fun sometimes, but for most of it, it feels really disingenuous to care about a character that has no point to the story. It's like, make this its own storyline. Make this its own story. Give it its own thing, right? And I think that's kind of a problem with a lot of, especially with, like, Zack Snyder. That's his main problem, is he really wants to tell 3 or 4 stories at the same time.
He wants to tell a grand epic, which is fine. It's just trying to do that in a single movie is not.
Exactly. and
Not
like
gonna work well.
the MCU, yeah, the MCU has been struggling with that for a while because they'll try to release, like, I think Endgame was pretty successful. Like, I mean, monetarily it was, but like in their execution of it. Are we still talking about JoJo
That's
Dragon Prince?
because it
No,
was,
we're all over the place. We're
it was
everywhere.
a decade of planning that went to that. Plus, they had a framework already set up by by the source material.
They did a really good job. But the thing that I think worked really well for them is that they knew when to give spin-offs, and then those spin-offs didn't matter to the plot of the story, like to the endgame stuff,
which
right?
is good.
And that worked out because then you got their own local time to have character development, and then you could throw the Guardians of the Galaxy into Endgame without having to give much pretext for them, because it's they already had their own growth. They're fine. They're just here. They're here for this. That being said, I still think it was too many characters. They tried to crush too many characters into it, because if you didn't watch those movies, you're just like, who the fuck's this guy? So I think they did a good job because it took 10 years. You're right. Like that's a big part of it. And it really was a culmination of a lot of different stories.
Yeah, it was the major payoff, which was really cool, but now it's become rote.
Yeah, now there's too much, right? Like they don't have the through point anymore, and so they just keep having all of these tiny storylines that then bounce in between other movies, and there's no cohesion. There's no main story point anymore, and so your local stories start getting jumbled, like with what happened with WandaVision and Doctor Strange. Like they tried to tell kind of the same story, and it demeans the other. Like they almost don't work together, even though they're supposed to be the same characters in the same functionality. I think the new Spider-Man movie kind of did the best of blending some different stories together, but that's because it was all retroactive, right? Like they had the 3 different Spider-Man movies, and they're like, how could we tie them together? And they made shit up to make it work. That's great. So I think that worked out really well. I realize now I don't remember what Ivy looks like. And I also don't know what Samurai Clothes looks like. Did I give him the shoulder pad? I'm gonna give him the shoulder pad. Yeah.
I
He's got a sobble and a cup, and he's just like, bite the cup, bite the sobble. Bite the cup, bite the sobble. Doctor Strange felt like it ruined all the characters' growth of WandaVision. Exactly, yeah. And I'm betting that's because they were written, 1, separately, and 2, I would bet Doctor Strange was written first. And then I'm assuming someone's like, yeah, we should really dig into Wanda, though, and then that came out, right? It would make a lot more sense if Doctor Strange came out first, and then WandaVision explained how Wanda got there, but it didn't. It didn't. WandaVision came out first, did a great job giving her character growth, and then Doctor Strange started, and they removed all of that character growth. And it was just like, but WandaVision, what's happening here? So, yeah, it didn't feel
it. If they had explained it as, well, that this happened in this universe, and this happened in this universe, I think that people would have been much more accepting of it.
Right, and I think that's the explanation of it, is like, this is not the same Wanda we saw in WandaVision.
Oh, I mean, that's definitely what it's become.
That's what it's become.
I don't think that that's what they initially intended.
Right, and it's kind of the same thing with like the what the hell was it? Black Widow, the Black Widow TV series. Doesn't make any sense. They don't explain it. They're just like, whatever. So it's like, cool.
Yeah.
So they feel disingenuous to the audience. Like it's just like.
Yeah, it just doesn't respect the audience's time. That's definitely the vibe that I got.
Hold on a second.
Which is unfortunate. I don't know. It really felt like both of the stories were written really close to each other, which is fine. And then all of a sudden, at the very end, somebody came in and goes, "Well, yes, but we need these to tie into each other." Okay, well, if you do that, who is going to prioritize over who? And the decision was made, which is what I mean. It's a choice. I think that they did it badly, but.
Kiddo might take a nap here. If he does, I will do another viewer suggestion here. Let's see what happens. The entire show is her process of coming to terms with her grief over losing Vision. Yeah. From what I understand, so correct me if I'm wrong, the show only technically acknowledged that she did what's wrong, including things like yeah. Oh, kid. Right back. The show's really good. It's weird. It's weird. I think the gimmick of the show is the thing I disliked. Anything I disliked about it, that was it. Just because I don't want to watch I Love Lucy as a Marvel movie.
Well, that only happened for one episode.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I had problems with was just like the straight up, like why is the theme different every episode? Okay. That was my only issue with the entire
Yeah,
show.
I don't think that they ever explained that.
They
It
they didn't really need to. They didn't explain it, but it was just her kind of waffling through TV and things. They kind of do. They kind of explain it, but it didn't matter to the story, and it kept getting in my way. That was the reason I didn't like it.
Yeah, it definitely got in the way of storytelling, which is unfortunate.
He's going to sleep. That's good. He'll do this thing where he gets really mad when he's trying to go to sleep. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. Hold on. Let me see if I can make... He's passed out now. Okay. Yeah. He gets very upset. And just like... will scream into his stuffed animals. And just like, oh no! I'm passing out! Yeah, I really liked WandaVision, but I struggled with some of the. I think part of the reason I struggled with it is because I went through some of those. It wasn't nostalgia for me. That was really the problem. It was like, because I grew up watching a lot of those shows that they were emulating, and it was a little cringy for me. Because I didn't have that nostalgia. It was just like, oh yeah, I know what this is. Great. Like, I don't need more Full House. And I think that's just because I'm not a big nostalgia fan. Like, I don't have that like, oh, remember the thing. I want the thing. It's like, that thing was old. I want the new thing. So.
Well, so I
think that's me. I think it's all on me.
No, I think I know where you're coming from, but my main take away from it was I got the sense that from the writer's perspective that the progression from the older style to the newer style is supposed to be the good thing. right? It's supposed to be good progression, and I'm like, but is it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but like it's old now, so I think I kind of can. Like,
I mean, yeah.
the whole
way
concept of her happy place was watching TV with her family. Like that was her watching movies. Like that's what she loved. And so going from like the really old stuff to like slowly bringing it into the modern era, I think was kind of supposed to more be representative of her having to come to terms with it, right? Like she's running out of content. Like you're catching up. You're catching up to present day, and then you have to deal with these things. So I liked it. I liked that. I liked Wanda is overpowered. Like that's kind of part of her character. And so it was never a thing of like, oh, we just have to put somebody in here to beat her, because it's like that's not how Wanda works. And that's why I thought the Doctor Strange movie was really cool of her being the villain, but it undermined all of the character growth that she went through, which is why I think she should have been her first, that, and then she went off and did the whole stuff for WandaVision. Would have made a lot more sense. Except they needed the book, and that was the biggest like poop.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I feel like them trying to tie in the MacGuffin is what broke it. But
yeah.
I'd feel too bad for the stuffed animal. Oh, yeah, he loves those things. Kid, every time I turn around, you've moved 6 inches closer to me, and then you pretend to go to sleep. Yeah. Do you want me to? I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here. Twister, welcome in. Yeah. From what I've seen and heard, yeah, Dragon Turtle, I mean, like, yes, like, Wanda is the villain in both the show and the movie. Like, 100%. They don't try to walk around that at all. But she's also, once again, like I said, she's overpowered. she would have to like willingly just decide to turn herself into S.H.I.E.L.D. So he's a cute chunky.
Yeah.
No, he's normal. Normal baby. Okay. Alright, I think I'm done with this one. Let's do one more viewer suggestion, and then I'll go back to the Spider Boys. We're currently working on a spider sketch here based on one of my old sketches, or one of my old pieces. Did you try to walk around it in WandaVision? Never mind then. I don't remember them walking around it. I mean, it was very much everybody saying like, Wanda, you're doing this evil thing. Stop it. Like that's kind of the whole premise of the show. So.
Yeah.
After turning yourself.
I mean, that was really what it is.
Oh, Chucky.
I mean, to realize that it was an evil thing that she was doing, and she didn't care.
They also did a really cool thing with Vision in that show, which I really, really loved. And they did some weird shit. And they never talked about it after the fact. But no, I think like the last 2 episodes of WandaVision are amazing. Like they just did a really good job. And the new Agatha show is coming out. I might have to watch it, even though I did not like the character during WandaVision. But we'll see what happens. Witches! What's up, kid? No, he's not Chucky. He has not yet figured out where the knives are, so I'm lucky in that respect.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's the first thing that he would do if given a knife?
What do you
Try
have?
to eat it.
A knife! No!
Because that's what kids do.
You want to eat your school bunny?
I need a Bulbasaur plushie. I'm sad that there's no.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's lots of them available.
Oh, they exist. I need to get one. Maybe Christmas. We'll do Christmas Bulbasaur. You loved that character during WandaVision. Yeah, lots of people did. She's very much on the little random scale of things I don't like. Yeah. It is what it is. We'll see how it do. I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. See if it redeems the character in my mind at all. We need a Zatanna show is what we need. I guess she's not really a witch, though. Kind of is. Kind of a witch. Half male giant, half wood elf barbarian, Path of the Totem Warrior. She's just a big elf? I don't know. I think that's on your end, Dragon Turtle, because that's nothing I've blocked. I haven't seen those messages. I would restart. It says error. Try again. If you were banned, it would tell you. You wouldn't be allowed to type, I think. Okay. Big elf boy. We discovered yesterday that the werewolf rail cannon is bullshit. Which makes me sad. What is a wood elf? I'm like, what does a wood giant look like? It's a big tree. The YouTube chat seems to be having issues. Uh-oh.
Sounds like a YouTube problem.
Yeah, I have a good connection. Yep, I can't even type in my own chat. Neat. All right, well, if people want to come hang out and chat on the Discord, you're welcome to. There should be a link down below in the comments. Or not in the comments, but the description.
Because their authentication servers are forcing everybody to re-authenticate.
Ah. So I have to like re-log into YouTube?
Yeah, probably, or open another tab.
Let's try it. A test. Nope, that broke. Okay, well, let's try this way. A test. Nope, still broken. All right. Dang. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's for everybody, Dragon Turtle. Well, like I said, if you want to join the Discord and type in the Discord, we're hanging out in the live stream chat there, as well as the recording in progress. Someone just typed in the recording in progress chat, which I don't have open. Alexander, here we go. Tried to test, didn't work for me either. Okay, cool. I usually try to type in the live stream chat in Discord, just up at the top, because I don't like the way that if you type in the chat boxes, you can't see the chat very well because everybody's got their icons and stuff. It's like, I don't need the icons in the chat. Like, just want type stuff. So, oh, Porky, what happened? What happened?
were trying to sleep. You look so sleepy. Oh no. Oh no.
I am not sleeping.
I don't need it. I don't need the sleep. Let's see if I can draw and hold you at the same time. Bounce, bounce. I want to watch. Gotta draw the skull first. He had an elf? I guess maybe just a big, clunky elf. I don't know. I want to do something like this. Just kind of like real bulky but real tall. Can you imagine a wood elf that's like 7 feet tall? That'd be bonkers. I'm 33, I need to sleep. Poor kid. Poor kid. Oh, you need a diaper change. That's why you're awake. Give me 1 second, everybody. I will be right back.
Okay, we're back. We are back. Wood Elf King and Warhammer. That's pretty awesome. The Earl King. How do people play the new Warhammer game? I like the idea of the horns. I'm definitely going to do the horns here. Oh boy.
Oh, what happened? What happened? Did you hit the cup? You hit the cup too hard? Yeah. Oh yeah. My sad boy.
Yeah, oh. You have a very, very sleepy boy who is very upset. Yeah? You just want to stay up and watch the stream? Because I don't think you should. Yeah, you need to go to bed. You need to take a break. He's so mad. So mad. Is the YouTube chat working again?
Seems to.
Seems to be working. Okay, cool. Let me catch up on that real quick. You want to do the new ones you haven't gotten to it yet? Yeah. There are so many Warhammer games, and I've played 2 of them, I think. Like, I played Vermintide when it was in beta, and it was god-awful, and now people are like, it's great. It's like, oh, okay. Or Vermintide 2, I guess.
Yeah.
That.
It is a very specific style of game.
Yeah.
Just fine.
The new game looks a lot like Warhammer Gears of War, which Gears of War was not too far off anyways. You cannot eat the microphone.
I can see the parallel.
You cannot eat the microphone. I'm going to try to put the boy down, and I bet he's going to scream. Yeah, he's not. I guess I'm just bouncing for a little bit. Vermintide 2 wasn't bad. Got it when Steam put it up for free for a bit. That seems to be when people are saying that it's good. Now. They're saying it's good now. Does it cost money to get? Because I still have it. Maybe I should update it. Give it a try. First Space Marine game was... That's also what the first one was, okay. From what I understand.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Kid. Oh, that's my hair. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that light just went out. Put that on the list of shit I have to fix. For a little bit. It's also the first phase. Got it. Give him a leaf of Lori in here. It's always a bad time here when I've been trying to figure out how to stream with the kiddo. And it seems like there will be a moment where he will get really, really upset and want to sleep, and I have to give him lots of attention for like 10 to 30 minutes, and then he passes out. It's like, well, I don't want to make people wait for 30 minutes while I work on that. And sometimes he just screams for a second and then passes out. And it's like, that's great. I still have to let him scream for a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. Like right now, he's screaming into a score bunny. And intermittently, like, he'll try to hold it like a pillow, and then he'll pick his head up and yell at it, and then he'll put his head back down and try to make it be softer. Stupid pet. Oh, found his thumb. Problem solved. Now he's asleep. No? Maybe? Score bunny, pillow, and a thumb. That's all you need, kid. That's all we all need.
Right.
My tablet position is all kinds of screwed up. Because I'm sitting in a weird way. Ears too low. It works now, yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. If you have not yet gone and watched a whole bunch of my shorts, please do that. If you have not yet watched the new Spider Folk video, please go watch that. Leave a comment. I want one of my base videos to get like 10,000 views.
It'll happen eventually.
Some of them have, like, over time. But I think the most I've ever gotten on, like, the first week was, like, 2,000, 3,000? Which isn't terrible, but it's not great. Could be better. Whereas, like, the YouTube shorts, sometimes they'll hit 10K in the first, like, day. So.
Yeah, but shorts, I mean...
They're different. They are different.
Kind of the same thing as, you know, TikTok, right? Where,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I got 5 billion views. Well, yeah, you did, but that was people just scrolling past.
That's all you need, man. Just need the scroll.
Maybe.
I don't know if you guys can hear him or not.
Every once in a while. He's fine.
He's going from chewing on Score Bunny's tail to his own thumb. And every time he does it, it's just like a... Ah!
Yep.
Fuck you,
How
rabbit.
dare you? How
Eat my
dare you,
rat.
rabbit?
I'll kill you. We can hear him a little bit, but it's cute. Okay, good. Corvus keeps telling me about the divination wizard, and I'm like, nah, it's stupid. And then I look it up. I'm like, oh my god, it's so powerful. And then I forget about it for months.
Yeah.
I kind of dig the divination aspect, but not as a wizard class. I mean, like, it's cool as a wizard class. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I want to implement that in my games. Like, whenever people use fortune telling or, like, draw from a tarot card, I kind of want to just give them a die roll. I think that would be really fun. Like, yeah, roll me your intelligence or whatever the hell it's supposed to be, the fortune telling. Fortune telling as a stat, trying to take things that are stats and blend them into combat mechanics is really weird.
Yeah.
But I really like the divination aspect of it. So it's kind of like bardic inspiration. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do like roll me your fortune telling, and then taking that and converting it into something. Speaking the languages of the gods. Yeah. In the Dresden books, there's a little kid who's going around and like you get a chapter from their perspective, and they're wandering around like looking at all the evil spirits and shit that exist in the world that parents just can't or adults can't see. And I think that's really funny. One of the things they see are like these weird little ghosts or gnomes, I don't remember which, but that like latch onto people's heads and make them talk about politics. It's like, yeah, that's a good way to do it. You can use Warhammer 2E for Warcraft campaign beginning next week. All of us are Dark Spears. Hell yeah. Dark Spears are my favorite. Dark Spears are my jam. That explains so much. Yeah. Remember to do your nightly political gnome cleansing, and then plug yourself into the make sure your bed's grounded. God, that's so good. I love pseudoscience. Don't put any faith in it ever, but I love hearing about it. It always makes me so happy. The other verse has similar things. There's a type of spirit that just mimetic ideas and tries to perpetuate themselves by spreading through people. Nice. Meme ghosts. Alright, the kid is asleep. That is great. What do we do now? More viewer suggestions, I guess? Gotta get the antlers in here.
Mr. Anders.
Dun, 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 dun. Mr. Anderson, you must destroy the ring. Just there's a guy on YouTube that does deepfake content, but what he does is he's the one that did all the Star Wars, like people in Star Wars watching the Star Wars movies, like Liam Neeson and as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn, like watching the series and then talking about it. I think that's a really cool use of like face swapping. And then they did another one of the Lord of the Rings characters watching the new Rings of Power. And there's a scene where one of the elves is talking about, like, hey, I don't want to go fight these people because I don't want my family to die. And they show like the orc, his wife, and well, I say wife, but like, and then like a baby. And then it cuts to Gandalf. This is going like, go back to the mud from whence you came. And Gandalf's just like, oh God. Having the realization that orcs have families. And I lost it. I thought that was really funny. Everything you knew is wrong. Heat politics is a zombie topic. They infect other topics, and you're only talking about politics. Yeah, I mean, I think political discourse is good. I also think Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that's pretty good. I also think it has its place, and like YouTube is not a good place to talk about politics. So that's why it's
YouTube
banned
is-
from the channel. Anything divisive should be not talked about in YouTube chats. Unless you're just trying to like incite a YouTube frenzy,
Well, and that's the thing.
which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people are doing
Yeah.
that.
A lot of people do not want to have civil discourse. They want to have
Want problems all the
an
time.
argument.
Yeah.
They want something to be mad about. Which I think everybody has more than their fair share of things that they could be mad about.
Sure. Okay, I think I'm done with this bad boy. Let's do one more and then we'll get back to the spider. The spider folk.
Spooder man.
It's me, Spooder Man. Call of Duty shoot a guy. I guess it's Call of Duty kill a man. That's what Aaron says. Hold on a second. That doesn't make any sense. What did I do? I screwed this list up. I screwed this list up real good. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. A Tanuki wand? Oh, Tanuki wand / tome thaumaturge who likes to pretend to be a cleric. I dig it. I dig it. What do Tanuki look like? I have no idea what the raccoons, right?
Raccoons with very large
But- You can say testicles on the internet.
testicles. And not just large testicles, though. But the entire package is usually very large.
Is that the guy that does the president's Elon Musk and the Joker GTA thing? No, I don't think so. I don't think he does that. I think orcs have families fits the general anti-war vibe of the originals, so I can deal with it. Yeah, and like, so there's two trains of thought. One is that the original orcs were corrupted elves. Like that's one train of thought. And I think the thing that people get confused about is, it's like original orcs are just kind of bad elves that not Sauron, Morgoth made. So like they're a race. They're a race of things that exist. That's totally fine. I totally think they should have families and not want to die horribly, even though they're all like beholden to Morgoth. And then when Morgoth died, they kind of like, what do we do now? They followed Sauron. So that's why I like that aspect of it. The other side of it is I think people confuse the Orokai, like the things that Sauron made, which were like
yeah,
weird
the products.
augmented orcs. So so that's different, right? Lord of the Rings, orcs and Orokais and goblins are all different things. So when Gandalf says return to the mud from which you came, I think he was strictly talking about the weird genetic monstrosities that Saruman made.
Yeah,
So,
I believe so.
But it's still really funny to make Gandalf like have a moment of realization, like, oh, I'm the monster. They can fly by spinning their sacks. Yeah. I think this might be a cutesy dumb one. I've made Chunky the Hedgehog is what I've done here.
I'm okay with
Tanukis are real animals. Yeah, the raccoon dogs? Okay. Just no known magical powers. They don't have stretchy testicles?
they shapeshift. I mean, in the mythology. They, what's the lore that would be tangent to them? They take on the guise of other individuals, and they cause trouble.
Tolkien specifically kept it vague, intentionally so, or in hindsight. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it didn't really matter. Like, cause, so this goes back to the implication of, or not implication, but inference, right? The inference of generalization upon storytelling devices. And what I mean by that is, when you look at Dungeons and Dragons or Lord of the Rings orcs, the only information you have is direct interactions with the characters. So when you say something is evil, it's only based on that information, right? So the first instance we see of goblins in The Hobbit is goblins coming out of the ground, grabbing all the dwarves and Frodo or Bilbo, and just pulling them down into Goblin Town, right? That's terrifying. Pulls them down there. They yell at him. Apparently there was a goblin war. They hate that they have these swords. Like, they're very portrayed as just like these chaotic, horrible creatures, and that's great. And then the next person you meet is Bjorn, the bear man, and he's just like, fucking goblins. I hate them. And you're like, okay, cool. Apparently we're supposed to hate goblins. Maybe he's an asshole. I don't know. But apparently the goblins eat all of his animals and honey and destroy his forest. He hates them, right? So, like, we didn't know nothing about goblin society. And if those are the only 2 points of reference you have for how do you make goblins, they seem pretty evil. But probably not all of the goblins are like that. Maybe they are. We don't know. And that's kind of the point. So, generalizations are generally bad, which I know is an oxymoron. Only sit still in absolutes. Thus is life. Thus is life. Yoda, kind of full of shit.
Yeah.
If Return of the Jedi has taught us anything, is that Yoda's not really all there. So, this is a type of pig with a primary genitalia bigger than a tennis ball. Oh no. I was talking to somebody the other day about cat balls. I can't remember what the context was, but I always think it's funny when this is dealing with absolutes is an absolute. Yeah, it's Splicer. That's what I was talking about. Yoda's kind of full of shit. I've lived my life around like spayed and neutered pets, and so it's always really funny to me when you see like a big tomcat just like jump over the fence with just like the massive pair, and it's just like, Jesus, I was not ready. I was not ready for that.
You're right.
And they're always just like, man, I'm gonna come pee on your stuff. It's like, don't do that. That's not cool. Get out of here. Okay. This Tanuki is supposed to think it's a cleric, but it's a wand thaumaturge, which I really want to play. I really want to play a wand thaumaturge. It's a really cool idea. In Pathfinder 2nd Edition, they basically get a cantrip that is just blasting someone with a wand. It's like Eldritch Blast, but you have to use a wand to do it, which is pretty unique. Like that doesn't exist in Pathfinder otherwise. The wand thing, not anything else. And then they can basically create artificial wands of like, I'm going to make a spell of this wand that I can use. And it's like, that's cool. So they have a really, really limited number of spell usage because they're not supposed to be a caster class. But they have like a wide range of things they can make, which is really cool. So you can kind of specialize into making a handful of, like having 2 or 3 really powerful spells.
So
Omen Kai, welcome in.
Very similar to the idea of like a magical artificer.
A little bit, yeah. The problem is like you don't if you specialize in wands, you get like 2 or 3 wands, and then in a few levels you then specialize in like artifacts or scrolls. So you are supposed to have like a whole kit. So it is very much like an artificer in that aspect. first time here. I want to say I absolutely love your videos. Thank you very much. Has helped me brainstorm quite a few player characters for ideas. Nice. Glad to hear. Are you talking about the long form videos or the YouTube shorts? Just curiosity. Asking. Because, yeah, I don't know. That's the pitfall with the Planet of the Hats. I'm all in for giving the races their own mental and physical traits, but it would be a baseline average, not every individual being the same. Yeah, and like it makes a little bit of sense in older editions where they were talking about like elves. Elves are generally old, so they get bonuses to wisdom, and they're very dexterous because they can prance around on tree branches, right? It's like, cool, that makes sense. I like that. Dwarves, very stout, so we give them constitution. It's like, cool. And then you start getting into like, as soon as you start adding a lot of variety to it, it starts breaking down really fast. Because I'm sure there are some very nimble dwarves. And like there's probably should be some stout elves, but there aren't in the original books, right? Like they were very much archetypal. Archetypal? That's a weird sounding word, but that's what I mean. So they very much were following a specific type of elf and dwarf, right? And now that we can kind of make a dwarf that comes from anywhere, yeah, it doesn't make sense anymore. And that's where Tasha's really, I think, comes into archetypal. I think I'm adding an extra E. I think my first one was your favorites was the why you should play the Knoll. Nice. Okay, cool. Long form content. Good. I've recently pulled back on making long form content because it takes me a lot of time and they just haven't been performing well. So I focus more on the live streams and the shorts, but I want to make more long form videos. They're fun. They're fun to make, but I need to find a way to promote them better. So they do a little more. But yeah, and that kind of also derives from originally, like, part of the idea for D&D originally was when you made your character sheet, that was your save file, and you would take that to other games into other tables, right? Like you would just, I'm a level 12 warlock. Here it is. Well, not a warlock, but like that was fun. I think that was a cool concept, and people just picking it up and going and dropping it into other campaigns. But now, I think with the way a lot of people play D&D, at least people I know where I play games with, they try to keep everybody at the same level. They try to make parties that are cohesive and stay together. And that works out fine. But, like, it also derives a lot more from not playing Adventure League or just, you know, Saturday night. I was going to say Saturday Night Magic, but Saturday Night D&D. And so, yeah. I think that's fine. Like running bigger, longer campaigns is a lot of fun versus just, you know, tiny one shots. So
yeah, I think too many people focus in on the really long narrative big campaigns when there's absolutely nothing wrong with one shots, at least in my opinion.
I've discovered I'm bad at like character growth and character progression when I DM, because I'm like, you guys should be doing that. That's not my job.
Which is the thing, right? The character should, in my mind, be driving a lot of that. Although I do feel that the DM should help facilitate that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love the long form content, but the algorithm seems to think otherwise. Yeah, the algorithm does not promote the long form content. Like, it just doesn't.
The algorithm doesn't know what it even wants.
And so, well, yeah, but like, that's not helpful.
Oh, agreed.
So yeah, so I need to figure out a new system for fixing that. Putting stuff on Tumblr might help. I put a few things on Tumblr. I think the last few videos I put on Tumblr. I don't get a lot of traction from there. I used to get a lot more from Reddit, and I've stopped posting to Reddit because of the forums I posted on changed the way that they did it. And they're like, you can only post on Tuesdays. And it's like, that's okay. So when I release a video on Friday, because that seems to be the best option, I can't post about it until a week later, and then it's kind of just dead. So I don't know. I gotta figure that out. And yeah, social media is kind of the part where I'm struggling at, because Instagram has changed and been weird. Twitter has never been well for me. And yeah, I don't know what else. Make a 4-hour-long video essay for the algorithm to pick up. Something like that, yeah. Some of the weird stuff that the algorithm has been sending my way is just mind-boggling to me. Like, it has been like 4-hour-long videos of like, check out this thing about Canadian railway systems. It's like, okay. Why did you suggest this to me? I'm going to watch it, but like, how did you know?
Yeah.
So.
How dare you monopolize my time? I will watch it. But how dare you?
I feel like I'm just drawing a tanuki at this point. I'm not actually drawing a person. Avada Kedavra, motherfucker. YouTube sends me a lot of like musical stuff, which is great. I put a little dirt under my pillow for the dirt man. That is just all over my feed. What's the new song that guy put out? Like, if I went to Hogwarts, I'd bring a gun. That sounded really weird. That's not what I meant. Like he just beats people up instead of using magic.
Not wrong. Yeah, the whole idea of muscle magic being a thing is definitely I don't think it's risen to the level of trope yet, but it has definitely become a thing fairly recently.
There's a new anime that is like, that's all it is. It's just...
There's quite a few that are that way. But...
It's really funny, like, Fairy Tail started that way. Like, the first episode of Fairy Tail was, aha, he's a wizard, we can beat him up. And he's like, no, I'm a wizard that punches people. And they're like, oh, fuck. And then they never talk about it again after that. Every wizard they meet after that is super buff. And it's just like, what?
Like, yeah, they kind of moved away from the whole idea of muscle magic and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just all combat magic after that point. And it's just like, those two guys were idiots.
Yeah, it's like, well, your definitions of what is and isn't magic is wrong. I don't know what to say, dude.
And it could have been that they were trying to like teach the audience, like go against the audience expectations, but they did it in media like in the world, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think enough people made the complaint of, well, I don't understand why this is this way. It's like, well, we're trying to teach people about it. It's like, fine, we'll just do it the way that everybody expects it to be.
I think at Black Clover, where the main character wants to be a wizard but can't use magic, that might be what. Yeah, Chorus has talked to me about that. I think that might have been it. This baby casts 200 abracadabras a minute. Yeah. Boop, boop. What are you doing? Death magic. Boop, 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 boop. Stop with the death boops. Oh, you were talking about guns. Yeah, that's fair too.
I think they're trying for more of the whole Death the Kid aspect.
Death the Kid was really funny.
The sheer juxtaposition
from Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
I like that series. If I can't use
I
magic, nobody
enjoyed that
can.
universe.
Buff child wants to marry the nun and raise him. Ah.
I mean, when you're a kid, you know, you of course want to.
Just blame the publisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have given him like a little priest collar. That would be funny.
Give him like a little
dirt on a pillow for the dirt man.
collapsible pop-up collar.
Comes down. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this little guy. He's silly and unnecessary, but that's fine. Alright, back to the Spooder Boys. Nope.
What did Tanuki but Doge?
To Doge Tanuki. Buy my coins. Maybe that's what the Tanukis are doing nowadays. They're just making crypto.
Oh, maybe.
Suckers.
I mean, that would definitely, definitely be something that they would do.
I'm afraid the audience won't get to explain it more. Yeah. Unnecessary exposition. Great. Yeah, the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You waking up? Nope. Just lost his thumb. Well, maybe. Maybe?
Mother, the sleeper has arisen. Okay, Morty.
Yep.
Calm down now.
That might be the end of it. Let me see if I can get him to take a bottle, and then if not, I will be right back. Hang tight. Oh, it's that boy. Okay. I am trapped feeding the baby. The goblin is back. Love the little headphones. Yeah. Rugby's great. I have Spotify and tavern music playing. I don't need the tavern music. What am I doing? Get out of here. It is 12. Should we keep going for another hour if we can? How long have we been going for? 2 hours? Something like that? Yeah, kid. I got so much crap I gotta do this week. How's everybody's week going? Boom, boom. 2 hours, 10 minutes? Yeah. We can probably go a little longer. We'll see what happens after I feed him. He might go back down. Otherwise, I should probably spend a little time hanging out with him. So. Might be a good pause time. Have people checked out the new Spider Folk video? Have you given it a thumbs up? Have you left a comment saying, hey, everybody come watch this video? Have you sent it to your grandmother and been like, hey, do you like spiders?
Spooder mines.
Oh, my hands. Have you watched the playlist of all the long form videos on repeat several times? I need to make a good YouTube short that would incorporate something from that video and then link to that video. That's what I need to do. What viral spider thing can we do? Definitely a mixed bag, but not positive. Oh, net positive. That's good. Pretty good so far. Going out to sushi tomorrow. Nice. They just they opened up a all you can eat sushi place around here, and we go there way too often. Super cheap during the week. Do spider folk?
Built sushi.
No, it's just a weird like you order on your phone and they just send it out to your table.
Okay.
There's little robots. Little robots will bring stuff to your table. It's really funny. They get very confused sometimes. Kid, why are you like this? Okay, great. I can't feed you if you roll away from me. That's not how this works. But I want to stick my fingers in my mouth. Are you done? You didn't eat
I
very
don't
much.
just want to do one thing. I want to do all the things.
Don't worry about this kid. You're not eating. Why aren't you eating? What's going on? Is it not warm enough? Okay. No, it's plenty warm. Just full of beans. Alright. Well, if you don't want to eat, you don't want to eat. People are being removed from the food process more and more. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go for another 5-10 minutes and then I'll probably better get going. Swarm Ranger and Naughty would be scary. Oh, scary for yeah, okay. Or Swarm Keeper Druid. A build is about throwing swarms of spiders at people. I tried to build a summoner that throws squirrels at people. That's pretty funny.
Spider bomb. Spider bomb.
There is a really cool item called a origami spider in Pathfinder 1 that it looks like a folded up piece of paper, and when you activate it, it turns into a swarm of spiders, which I really love. I once accidentally one time Jumper was DMing, and I used the term your character explodes into spiders, and she took that as I insta-kill your character, and she got really mad at me and killed her character off. And I was like, but it only does 3d6 damage.
Right.
And it has been a moment of contention for us for a long time. So be careful about how you explain things.
Right.
This should be the big arm. So maybe we just need to make the hand big. Applegup. Yeah, that's better. That is one way to find out if you have arachnophobia or not. I will say this. I like spiders more than most, I think. Like I don't own any, but I'm not opposed to that. I don't like bugs. I had too many instances of like bugs jumping on my face as a kid. It's just like, don't like it. Don't like it. Not a fan. And I think spiders kind of fix that for me a little bit. Because like, yeah, eat all the other bugs. Bugs are not allowed in the house. Spiders are okay. Praying mantises are really cool, and I fucking hate them. They're just assholes.
They're weird.
They are just... The most terrifying part about praying mantises is they are, like, apex predators for bugs. That terrifies me.
They'll pick a fight with anybody.
Yeah, like, they'll kill birds and mice, and it's just like, not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Same thing with dragonflies. Dragonflies are, like, beautiful and cute. Like, people love them. They're terrifying. Like, dragonflies are the things that make other bugs, like, shit their pants.
What's that other? The spider fly. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Thing terrifies me. Actually, I don't think it's called a spider fly, but essentially it's a flying bug that will paralyze its target and then lay eggs in it and then let it go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dragonflies have a near 100% success rate. Yeah, like they way outclass everything. And it's weird. Like they're really only competing with each other, which is terrifying.
The burst speed of dragonflies is crazy.
Dragonflies are scary. I'm not sure if being removed from the food process is necessarily bad, any more than any other type of specialized labor. The big problem is when people think food just arrives at the table. Yeah, like I've worked in the food industry for a long time, and as someone who has lived solely off of tips, I don't like tipping culture for food specifically.
Distinctly American thing.
It's distinctly an American thing, yeah. But at the same time, like, that's its own thing. That's its own thing. That being said, I've worked in restaurants that just completely abuse the time of like a waiter. Like, you can very easily pace out a restaurant and make it not stressful on waiters, but restaurants like to like skirt by with the bare minimum, keeping their costs as low as possible, and it usually causes extra stress. So like there are some things like like just running food from like the robot taking the food to the table, that's not something that you necessarily need to do. There are places that I have worked that have specific people, that's all they do. They just run. They're just food runners. And it depends on the size and like what kind of food is being brought out. And on like a busy night, that can be really helpful to keep a kitchen moving at an adequate rate. But most of the time what happens is they just force the waitstaff to do it, and then that makes the waitstaff less attentive to other tables, and it's a whole thing. So like there's
there's not one size fits all that would fix that. And to say that like, oh, we're automating things, it's like some things, yeah, are losing jobs, but at the same time, they're not always. You're not always losing employees. You're just losing part of that job that another employee was already doing. So it really depends on the restaurant, and I don't see it as a bad thing at all. Yeah. Robots being like drink runners, I think is great. Yeah, it can save a lot of time. It can save a lot of time, and it's not like you're gonna fire anybody because you have robots now. It just means you need one less person on at specific times of the day. Like, and that's great. That means one person makes a lot more money, and two people don't have to split that, right? So that may be that there are now maybe one less job for that person on that day, but that goes back around to like, how can we improve productivity or increase volume to where we do need another person on? So there's a lot to consider, and it's not as simple as robots are taking our jobs, because that's just not the case in most situations.
Yeah, things rarely are as simple as a lot of people try to sell them as.
Mm-hmm. So here's the other thing. Like, let's say you take you start putting kiosks at the McDonald's, right? So now all of a sudden you only need one cashier instead of 2 or 4 cashiers. Oh no, we fired 3 people because we only need that one cashier. It's like, cool. Now pay that cashier twice as much. You're still making money, and the job has become more desirable. That's great. Like, that's the thing. But what's happening, I think, and the reason that people hate it and see the problem is that the company goes, this takes 4 people to do. We hire a robot that's free, except for, running costs. We fire 3 people, don't pay this person anymore, and now this person has to pick up the slack for these 3 people that are gone, because this only removed one part of their job. Right? And that's what happened to me, and that's why I quit my last job. Not robots, but just through the pandemic, our boss thought, like, hey, we went from having 8 people in the kitchen to 2 people in the kitchen. That's great. It's like, cool, so we get a raise, right? Because we're doing the job of 8 people. They're like, no, just work harder. And it's like, cool, go fuck yourself. And I left. Yeah. And that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon. So, just people in charge being mean. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, because if you did that, like, if there are 3 people that are working a place, a lot of people that have jobs have 2 jobs, like, especially in these kind of like restaurant industry jobs. And so if you could pay them double, they wouldn't have to work at the other place, which is taking away jobs. But if all of a sudden you say, hey, we're going to hire a robot, give this person twice as much money. Oh no, I lost my job. I'm going to quit my second job. Cool, you can take that job. And they get paid twice as much money for the same reason. It's the same. Right? It is the same. And they just don't have to work as long. And that's the jumble that you have to kind of hope for. And it's tough. It's tough and it's weird. Food industry is shit. Gib. Trying to eat the Velcro? I'm gonna go hang out with the boy. I think we're gonna call it for the day. We'll be back on Friday. I might be around tomorrow in the Discord. If you guys want to come hang out in the Discord, you're very, very welcome to. If you would like to promote any of my videos anywhere, I would much appreciate that. The thumbs up really do help. Like, that seems to be the biggest metric for what progresses, is whether or not people are engaging with the content. Yeah. If you see one of my videos in your feed, open it up and watch it in the background, because that also makes the algorithm go, oh, hey, people want to click on this. I need to work on my thumbnails. If you guys have suggestions for my thumbnails, put those in the Discord. Like, rework a thumbnail. That'd be great. I need more help with that. Other than that, that's all I have. Thanks. How do you join the Discord? There should be a link down below in the comments. You can just click on that. It'll pop in the Discord, and you have to go through the little like checkbox that I read the rules, and then it should unlock all of the content for you there. Alternatively, you can go through the Patreon and that will get you special permissions to some of like the free art that I post for the Patreon and tokens and stuff like that. And that's it. That's all I got. So let's switch over to this. Boop, boop. Trying to think if there was anything else going on this week. The description, yeah. If that does not work, there should be. Actually, I haven't checked that in a while. I should check that. Make sure that link still works. Join the Discord. Yeah. We are working on commissions this week. We're trying to catch up and finish up a bunch of the Saga stuff. If you haven't checked that out, it's pretty cool. Over on YouTube there. You check out OKSDM's content. I'm doing a bunch of art for him. And yeah, that's all I got. I like your thumbnails as they are. Maybe advertise your art. Put your channel links in the descriptions for it. I do that. I do that, but we'll try. We'll try some other stuff. See if we can keep growing. We hit 18,000 subscribers last week, so go us. Keep on keeping on, everybody. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your ass on the table, and we'll catch everybody. Catch everybody later. Bye.